Hey there, welcome to the video. And if you're new to the channel, on this channel I share what I learn on my journey related to tech, life and just things I find fascinating. So in this video I'll show you what is Git, we will know that, and we will just remove this notion that beginners have that Git and GitHub are both same things, but they are not. And after that I'll show you how you can get started with Git and just push your projects into GitHub in seconds. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so now let's see what is Git. So now we are at the official website of Git. I'll be giving it in the descriptions below so that you can go and check it out. So let's see what is Git. So according to them, Git is a free and open source distributed version control system, right? So that means that it is open source. No one owns it, everyone can use it, right? Okay, now you must be wondering, like, what is version control system? So a version control system is something that keeps tracks of the changes that you make to files, which is really helpful when you are working in a group or even by yourselves. For example, we have a project, right, and we are working together, or even by myself, and our version works. Then it is saved and everything is good, but after some time I make some changes or someone makes some changes and it just crashes and it does not work. Now I want to go back to that version because my users are getting worried or getting issues, right? So how to do that? We did not have any solution. That's where version control system comes in and just saves the day, right? Because it has tracked, well, at this time this was the commit, this was the final commit, this was the final version, right? So if you just go back to that version using your Git, and there you are, everything is fine. Now you can work on your issues. So basically Git is a free and open source version control system. It keeps track of your files, the changes you make, things like that, and it is owned by no one. It is free, open source, anyone can use it. Okay, so now you know what is Git and what work does it do, right? Now you know what, let's download it and just I will show you what is it actually. Okay, so if you just click downloads here, go to this site, you will go to this site and you can just choose whatever OS you have, and I have Windows, so I've already downloaded it. Now after you download, you will have a set of file most probably, and after that if you're on Windows, I'll suggest this this blog post to you. I'll be giving it in the description below. You can just go in and walk through all the things you need to, it's pretty easy to install things, but you may require, because it's kind of a long process, I guess. So yeah, now even if you have some other OS, you can just Google, right? So now after you install it, you will have something. For example, you can just go to Windows. If I type Git, you will have a Git Bash, right? Now if I open it, there we go. This is called Git Bash. This is a terminal, right? Now you can work from here, it's really good. But after you install Git, it also works on your command line. So for example, this is my command line. I've opened it. Now if you have correctly installed it, so now after you type Git, it should not give you an error. It should just show this Git is working. So you can also work from your command line, or you can also use Git Bash. Okay, cool. So now we have installed Git, we're good to go. Now let me show you what is GitHub. Okay, so if we go to github.com, I have already signed in, so yeah, that's good. But now there is a notion with beginners that as GitHub starts with Git, they think that, okay, well, I also thought this, okay, that GitHub and Git are same things, but that's not true. GitHub is a company which uses Git, right? And as we know, Git is free and open source, anyone can use it. So this is a good thing I found. You can just see how it is different. So Git was first developed in 2005. It is installed on your local system, and it just keeps track of your changes in files, right? But GitHub is designed as a Git repository hosting service. So now you must be wondering, well, what is a Git repository? We can just think repository as a folder that holds all of your files that you want to track, right? So GitHub, what GitHub does is that, imagine you have a folder which uses Git and is being tracked. Now GitHub uses cloud services to host that repository on its website, right? So that you can interact with it, share the code, things like that. Now we will see all these things. Okay, yeah, GitHub is cloud based, and yeah, now you know. So GitHub is cloud based hosting service. Cool. Yeah, so in simple terms, Git is a version control system that lets you manage and keep track of your source code history. But GitHub is a cloud-based hosting service that lets you manage these Git repositories or folders or files, right? Cool. So now many people don't know this, but like GitHub, there is also something called AWS Commit, which is of Amazon Amazon Web Services. So like GitHub, this is code commit of AWS. This is something like GitHub. It is more secure and it is a private Git repository hosting service. Mainly big companies use this to maintain a secure repository, because GitHub is GitHub is also secure, but this is just private. Okay, like for example, you can go to my GitHub and see all the code what I've written or things like that, but no one can randomly just go to AWS code commit and see. So mainly big companies maintain that. So now you know Git is just a free open source software that everyone uses, right? Anyone can use. You can also make on top of it something, right? Okay, now let me show you some basics of GitHub. Okay, so repositories means we have discussed it's kind of folders. So these are some projects or folders that are being hosted on GitHub. So for example, if I go to this is my sites repository, which is deployed. You can just go there and see the site. So this is the folder, right, which is being hosted, which is being brought from my local system and is being hosted on GitHub, right? Now let me show you with a real example how you can push a project from Git into your GitHub in seconds. Now this will just clear everything out, okay, how everything works. Okay, so let's make a repository first. Okay, how to do that? Well, you can just go to this add button and press new repository, and yeah, there you go. It asks for repository name. Let me just give it anything, for example, Git project, okay, something like that. And you can make it private and also public. Now if you do it public, anyone can come and see, and if you make it private, only you can see or anyone you give access to, right? You can add all these things. If you want to know more about them, just let me know in the comment section below. I can also get into more technicalities, but we'll just keep this plain because it is a beginner friendly tutorial. Let's just create the repository. Now it is creating a repository and now we have it. Okay, so this will tell you some steps to do, but what you're going to do is that just copy this thing. Okay, just copy this URL, right, and you're going to go to your desktop or anywhere you want to get this thing. Okay, get this file, get this repository, right? So I want to get it on my desktop. Okay, so I will do Git Bash here. I will open Git Bash here. Now it has opened. So remember these commands. These are probably, I will giving you some cheat sheet or something like that also in the description. Just search for that and just remember this: git clone. This means that we are cloning a Git repository, right? Git clone. Now we have copied that link, so to paste in the Git, in this Git terminal, you have to instead of Control V, it works Control Shift plus Insert, right? So Control Shift plus Insert, there we go. Now you type enter. Now it will show cloning, and if you just see, you must have a project named Git project in your local system. Let me just search that. There you go, we have it here. Okay, and you can see it is totally empty, right? It is totally empty. It is totally empty because we don't have anything here, but there is a hidden file in here called .git. So this is what keeps track of everything that you keep in here, right? So .git file is the thing that does everything. This is how Git works. Okay, so now I have cloned my repository from GitHub. Now we have everything to do with Git, right? So Git is keeping track of everything in here. So now I have worked on my project. Now I have these all files in here, right? So now let us see how Git works. Okay, so this is a picture which might help you. All right, so just see this. So this is how basically Git works. Okay, so there is a working directory, and in our case, that is this directory. This is our working directory that we have cloned, and in here that is .git, that is Git working, right? So now this is how the flow works. So there are some commands, right? There are some basic commands, and for pushing things, there are basically 3 commands you need to know. One is Git Add, another is Git Commit, and another is Git Push. So now when you do Git Add, tracks everything that you specify it to track, and your files that are being tracked are now in the staging area, right? So the files that you track by doing git add are in the staging area. And now after that when you do git commit, these files that are being staged will now be ready to be pushed into the repository, right, to our GitHub, right? So now let us see how this works. Okay, this flow, how this flow works. So for reference you can just see this. Okay, so this is our working directory. We have added files. Now let me just go into the folder because we are not in our main folder now. So cd git project, name of our working directory, right? Now if you see, it will say master because it is our main branch now. Okay, so you may not know about branches probably now, but you can just let me know in the comments below. I will make a video on it, right? So now let us add all these files. Okay, but before that there is a command called Git Status which you might want to check out because it's really cool. It will tell you what is the status of your repository now. Okay, so it is saying that okay, these are some files that are untracked now. Okay, they are being untracked. It has found that okay, these are the files that have been added but they are untracked, so it is a red color, right? So it recommends to add this file. So let us do that. Git add. Okay, git add. Now after a space you have to give dot. So what dot means is that git add all the files. Okay, now you can specify just dot src. This will add just this src file, but we don't want that. We want all of this project to be pushed, right? So git add dot now it has tracked all these files, right? Cool. Now we have done this. Now these files are in the staging area. So now if I do git status, you will see that these are all green. These are ready to be committed, changes to be committed, and now let's commit it. So now how to do that? We'll just do git commit m. So this thing m flag is, so the m flag means message. So you have to add some meaningful message here so that other person working with you may know that okay, you have committed these changes, right? So let me just say added the project, right? Enter. We have committed, right? Now let us push these things. Okay, now if we just go to our repository and refresh, you'll find nothing because we haven't pushed it. Now when we do git push, what it will do is that it will push all these committed files from our local repository to the GitHub's cloud. Okay, so let us just do that. So you have to just do git push, enter. There you go, we are pushing it, and there we go, we have done. Now if you just closely see here what's happened, so it says to this repository, right? So everything is being tracked by Git. Now if you just refresh this, you will see all your files in here. So let me just do view code, right? There you go. We did not have anything, right? But we have all the files here. So that's how Git and GitHub work, right? So it's really helpful. Now you might think okay, this feels like really messy, but it's not. It's really beautiful, and you will get the hang of all these things once you just start doing it every day, and you will just do it subconsciously, all these things. And this will be really helpful for if you want to do open source contributions, or even just work on your projects, or even if you join companies. This is how they work on Git, right? So yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you learned a lot. Just let me know in the comment section below what are your thoughts about it, what did you learn, or what do you want to learn about it, because this is just the basics of Git and you can do a lot with Git, right? So if you want to know more, just let me know in the comment section. So yeah, I'll just give my best to make that happen. So yeah, if you like this video, do subscribe to the channel, share it in your socials with your friends. It means a lot, and you can always hit me up on Twitter and LinkedIn. And yeah, that's it for the video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.